Hello, fabulous Libra. With this Mars retrograde season, you've got a part of your chart that is activated, that is speaking to finances. This has to do with money that you earn. And this to me says you will either be putting in the overtime hours or wanting to put in those overtime hours. And sometimes it is that you need money, right? Really, that's what it comes down to. But sometimes it isn't that you need it, it's that you want it so that you can acquire certain things that ultimately are wants and not necessarily needs. So you may want to have a little bit of time to yourself to get clear on that. Either way is good, right? Whatever your motivation may be is awesome. But just to get clear on what you want and why you want it, and if it is a want or if it is a need, could actually help you in your plan forward. But with this particular sky, we are going to have periods where you are going back and forth between feeling like, okay, you want more money, you need more money, you got to do more to get more. And feeling like, in some ways, also it can be very empowering to know that you are putting the energy out, that you can trust that power within yourself, that you can use it to know that you can provide for yourself and those to whom you are responsible. And from there, there is a certain sense of self-knowing and self-worth that is able to take root. But of course, you are not what you do for a living, right? You're not your job. And yet at the same time, there's also going to be a desire to do something that does feel like an honest expression, that does feel like you're sharing something that is meaningful to you, that you have a voice in the world. And these are going to be the two parts of you that you're sort of going back and forth between and finding connections between as well. So just when you think the financial stuff is resolved and you don't need to worry about it, you got what you needed to, and now you can move forward. And just as you start realizing more and wanting to do more, there's going to be a part of you that's going to feel, okay, let me just go back. Let me make sure that it isn't just that I have what I need right now, but let me make sure that I am doing all that I can to create as much prosperity for myself and especially for yourself right now, because it is going to be the now that is going to be the most important in this particular energy. At the same time, as I said, you want to express more, figure out what you have to share, and also learn more as well. So I see you having to actually take little classes. You might be going to more workshops or even book signings, little spaces where you are taking on new skills, whether it's in the immediacy, whether it's for a more extended period, like maybe a couple of weeks or a couple of months. But either way, it looks like a part of you is going to be really curious and wanting to test your limits in a healthy way, wanting to understand what you know and what works and what doesn't for you as part of ultimately feeling better about yourself, knowing more of what you're capable of, and also creating a greater sense of inner prosperity as you move forward. There's going to be a part of you that I feel is kind of like putting money in its right place at the same time and getting clear, likely through conversation, as to what is really important and what it is that really matters. Now, you are one of those signs who is going to have to keep in mind with the people that you interact with online. If you meet anybody new right about now, you are really the most vulnerable, if you will, to meeting someone and thinking you're talking to some person and it turns out to be someone very different. So make sure that you're meeting people in safe spaces and public spaces. Make sure you're meeting them as soon as possible, or at the very least, you know, having that video chat so you see who you're talking to and you get an idea of energy, because there tends to be certain subtleties that might be missed if it's just, you know, chatting, if it's just talking on the phone. And if you are reluctant to do that, then ask yourself why. Ask yourself what's going on with you. And that should help you to navigate your way forward. But ultimately, because so much of the energy is also about feeling good about yourself, one way to feel good about yourself is to know that you can be you and be accepted and loved and desired as you are.